Coming up tonight on VCU InSight.
Changes to the SAT tests have students, parents, and counselors talking, and there's mixed reviews on the changes.
State-of-the-art technology right here in Richmond helps patients to walk again.
And a local grocery store chain uses infrared sensors to speed up checkout times.
All this and more.
VCU InSight starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to VCU InSight. I'm Onofrio Castilla.
And I'm Olivia Whittam. Thanks for joining us. It's been almost a decade since the College Board made revisions to the SATs, but more are coming in 2016. Parents, students, and educators are all talking about it and have different views on the change. InSight's Zarmina Wasim is in the newsroom with more on the story. Good evening, Zarmina.
Good evening, Olivia. The SATs have been a cornerstone of the college admissions process for over 80 years. Last month, the College Board announced a new model that may change the way the tests are taken.
The College Board will be enforcing a new design for the SAT starting in 2016. Current freshmen in high school will be the first ones to look at the brand new test. Sierra Myers is in the 9th grade at Hermitage High School in Henrico County. She says she feels the changes are necessary.
I think it would be easier because some people, they don't really feel like writing a whole essay after all the questions.
The essay is just one of the changes on the list. Students will now be able to take the exam on a computer. There will be no penalties for wrong answers, and vocabulary will be closer to what they use in daily conversation.
Not everyone is happy about the College Board's decision. Vaughn Lewis is a doctoral student at Virginia State University. He took the old test.
It's very unfair for the simple fact, these kids are not going to get challenged as much as we got challenged when we were coming up.
Bonnie Nicholas has been a college and career counselor at Hermitage High for 13 years.
It's going to be based on everything that they are learning in class. Their writing skills are going to be based on subject matter that they've learned in class. The vocabulary is coming back to what they will be using in everyday or their careers.
Preparing for the test is going to be a little bit different now, too. Everything will be made available free and on the web, thanks to a partnership between the College Board and the Khan Academy.
The Khan Academy is a nonprofit organization that will provide online instructions and sample tests for free. The College Board says test prep materials will be ready by next year. Back to you, Onofrio.
Thanks, Zarmina. What's become known as Shaka Watch kicked into full swing once the Rams exited the NCAA tournament. It's that time of year when rumors swirl that Smart will leave VCU for a bigger program. Tops on the rumor list this year were Marquette University and Wake Forest. So far, Smart has made it clear that he's not going anywhere. In an interview with VCU InSight last fall, Smart said his only focus is coaching the Rams.
I love it at VCU. My family and I are happy here in Richmond. The best thing about VCU to me is the student athletes I get to work with every day. So, those are the guys I want to be around.
CBS Sports reported last Friday that Smart will be remaining with the Rams, laying rumors to rest for at least one more season. Come July 2015, the men's basketball program will be moving into some new digs for practices. Right now, they practice in the aging Franklin Street gym. But VCU just announced plans for a $25 million two-gym practice facility. The new gym will be located across from the Siegel Center in the 1300 block of Marshall Street. The building will have strength and conditioning areas, sports medicine, and rehab areas with a hydrotherapy room. VCU Athletics says this was much deserved after all the success both women's and men's teams have had in recent seasons.
Another hot topic, the new VCU Athletic logo. It changed last month, but some Rams fans felt left out of the decision-making process. For over a decade, VCU fans have shown their Ram pride by wearing clothing with a logo such as this. But VCU released recently a video promoting a new logo. The new look has already been released. Associate Athletic Director for External Affairs for VCU, Robertson, says the new logo reflects what's happening with VCU sports.
We needed a change. We needed to have something more consistent with what our brand was and who we represent as an athletic department, and we felt a new logo would do that. It would.
Finding a new logo started more than a year ago, and more than 35 companies submitted bids. Rickbog Graphics from Ohio finally won. Their 16 initial ideas got whittled down to 4 finalists. VCU then asked for feedback from students, coaches, staff, and season ticket holders. Robinson says that the new logo costs roughly $30,000, but some VCU fans are not happy with the new design, and some even feel that they're left out of the decision-making process entirely. Chris Crowley is known to VCU fans as Pav and considers himself as one of the school's biggest fans. He says the university should have included others in choosing the new logo.
A little more transparent. I understand that there was a committee chosen of fans and administrators who worked together on it, but there was never really an opportunity for the fan base as a whole, and we have a
VCU Athletics says the logo will be on all merchandise within a year, and the new uniforms for the basketball team won't come until next season.
Runners were off for a soggy 15th annual UCROPS Monument Avenue 10K this year. The race started at Broad and Harrison Streets and was host to over 36,000 people, with waves of runners taking off to the cheers and applause of friends, family, and peers. The course runs through the historic Monument Avenue and finishes at Monroe Park. The post-race event was held at the park, which included food stands, water stations, and live music. Registration for next year's race opens in December.
VCU has recently created a campaign to help promote tourism in Richmond. The campaign is designed to show that Richmond is a gay-friendly city. InSight's Nick Wright reports.
Liam Schaefer is a New York native in his first year at the Brand Center, VCU's graduate advertising program. He's one of 7 students working on a tourism campaign designed to promote Richmond as a gay-friendly city.
This project really afforded me an opportunity to get to know the community that I kind of was unaware that existed here.
It's called Out RVA and includes people's coming out stories, or when they told others they were gay, stickers for residents and local businesses to show their support, and live social media feeds using the hashtag OutRVA.
And so when people think of gay cities, they have a tendency to think of New York and San Francisco, and Richmond doesn't even cross their mind.
The students involved are constantly making changes to their website and are promoting through social media to help spread their message to the public. The idea for that message came from Richmond Region Tourism. They gave it to Brand Center professor Kelly O'Keefe, who is in charge of the Out RVA project. He says this campaign has the potential to make an impact on the community.
There's a life that can go on even beyond the graduation of our students to make sure that things like this work. And for the Out RVA campaign, we hope it has a really long life cycle.
Schaefer says he hopes that life cycle includes major U.S. cities like Austin and Minneapolis. As for here in Richmond,
so really what we would like to see happen to it is it to be embraced by the community and something that then the LGBT community takes and runs with.
If you're looking for a restaurant that supports this cause, look for the Out RVA sticker in the window.
Many viewers get their TV fix online nowadays. VCU's new media class is trying to get some of those viewers with the new web series called Imaginearapy. InSight's Teresa Galasso is in the studio with some of the students involved in the show.
I'm in the studio with VCU students Jared Prater and Madeline Bryan. They're both in the new media class creating the web series Imaginearapy. Thanks for joining us, Madeline, Jared.
Thanks for having us.
So Imaginearapy is brand new. I was just wondering, Jared, you're the creator, Madeline, you're the actress in it, or one of them. Would you mind telling me a little bit about Imaginearapy and how the idea was sparked?
Yeah, Imaginearapy is basically exactly as it sounds. It's a therapy group for people with imaginary friends. It's started out as a project with our new media arts class. It's producing webisodes and new media, and it's this is the first year we've done it with Professor Wesley Brulick, and it's exciting to see where we're going to go with it. We haven't really delved into everything that we're going to be doing quite just yet. We're getting into post-production right now, but it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So what exactly is a webisode?
Well, a webisode is kind of just like an episode of television, but it's made for the web. You can do it with anything from news media to television shows to interviews, documentaries.
Okay, cool. And how long have you guys been working on this project? I know that I'm pretty sure it started in January, so has it been just starting? It started then?
Yeah, this class is the spring semester class, so we started in January and we'll be ending in May. But I know it's something that Wesley had started proposing, our professor, all the way back in the fall. So he had been really thinking about it for a long time.
Okay. And how many people are in the class right now?
About 22.
22.
And it's split between actors, writers, and producers?
Everybody on the show wears a lot of different hats, actually. We have actors, writers, producers, camera operators. I mean, everything a regular production has. Editors.
Directors, writers, yeah, everything.
Well, Madeline, you're an actress. We actually have some video of you and a little promo for what Imaginary is all about. So what character do you play?
I'm playing Brittany, and so basically it's a support group for people with imaginary friends. So the cast is kind of divided, real people and imaginary friends. And we've named them, real people are breathers, and the imaginary friends are figments. So I'm playing a figment, and I don't know, a little bit about her. She's kind of like the manifestation of every stereotype of like a popular queen bee.
Okay.
That's the girl I'm playing.
So are these characters based off of real life experiences, or are they just somebody that you think the people that are watching can relate to?
I think these characters are, at least for me, completely relatable, but they've all got really romantic and endearing qualities about all of them that I think people will really be drawn to.
Yeah.
So how long are these web series, and are you going to premiere them all at once, or are they going to happen in different stages? So you'll premiere one, and then the second, and then the third?
Well, right now we are finishing our filming process. We're going to be wrapping this week, but we've got our first episode hopefully dropping next week, middle of April.
Okay. So. Okay, awesome. And what has been your favorite scene to act out so far, Madeline?
My favorite scene to act out was probably, we shot a party sequence, and we needed some like B-roll of just everybody having a good time, and that was really fun because we basically threw a real party and just got to dance. So
that's awesome.
It was the easiest day on set. Yeah.
So where do you guys shoot these?
Oh, all over the place. We shot some in students' apartments. We shot some locally. We've shot the party sequence in like someone's living room, just all over the place.
It's been great too. We've got to partner with local businesses like Sugar Shack has been helping us wonderfully.
Yes.
We got to shoot at the Lair RVA. They're down there behind the Jefferson on Main. They're fantastic. So a lot of different locations.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Well, I thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
VCU students Jared Prater and Madeline Bryan. Thank you for sharing your work with us. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
It's been great having you guys.
A Richmond rehab center is among the first in the state to offer advanced technologies to help people who can't walk again. Sheltering Arms has already helped hundreds of patients. InSight's Joshua Jackson is in the newsroom with more. Good evening, Joshua.
Good evening, Onofrio. It's called The Hospital with a Heart, and it's providing patients with what therapists call state-of-the-art technology. For patients like Vernon Dyer, who had his leg amputated after 2 failed surgeries in the past month, it's a second chance at independence.
I like it because it starts off at an easy pace, but it teaches you little tricks that you really need to learn if you're going to be on your own.
Dyer's talking about the Zero G, currently the most up-to-date bodyweight support system for walking and balance retraining. It's designed to teach patients to move across a room without fear of falling.
It takes some of my body weight off. I may weigh like 230 pounds, but they can set it for a certain body weight, which makes it easier on my leg, the good leg, so it's not so traumatic or where it might injure my leg.
This is the Balance Master, designed for patients dealing with vertigo and other balance-related problems. It's been here at Sheltering Arms for at least 10 years. This equipment gets used on a daily basis for inpatient and outpatient therapy. All of Sheltering Arms' work is funded by community donations in its own foundation, making sure this hospital with a heart never gives out. They invested over $1 million for the technology, and therapist Amber Devers said the decision quickened the process of getting the patients moving again.
You know, it used to be that we would have to wait days, maybe even weeks to get someone as upright as this can get them and get them actually taking steps. And now we can just do that right away once we're sure that they're medically stable.
The end result of Sheltering Arms' gadgetry is the high-tech, high-touch technology. It allows the patients to interact and make errors through the machines without sacrificing the patient-therapist relationship. Back to you, Anafrio.
Beginning July 2014, all local governments will be the authorities of the Virginia Stormwater Management Program. It's designed to give power to local governments when it comes to dealing with stormwater. It's called stormwater, all water that washes off man-made surfaces such as pavement and into natural bodies of water. As of July 1st, 2014, all cities, towns, and counties in the state will be required to review and permit the stormwater management for all construction. Before now, the Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation handled management of stormwater for the entire state. Director of Public Utilities for the City of Richmond, Janae Prevost-White, says that local governments will be more effective at managing their stormwater.
The state has a hard time keeping up with making sure everyone's in compliance. And a lot of people felt that it would be better managed by each locality.
The whitewater takeout here on 14th Street is an example of a place where stormwater flows into the James River. Many people worry that under city management, standards for stormwater will become worse. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency says that pollution sources like stormwater runoff are the nation's largest water quality problem. The water quality chair for the Virginia chapter of the Sierra Club, David Bernard, says private development interests in the city could lessen pollution standards. Bernard worries about a change in the law which gets rid of any requirements for builders of single-family homes to include stormwater filters on the houses they build.
That means that every time a new subdivision is built, we've got that much more land that's been taken away from its natural state or its farming state and turned into a permanent source of pollution. And they're not even requiring that measures be put in place to stop that pollution at the source.
To prepare for the new responsibilities, the city is holding open seminars for contractors to explain how construction projects will be reviewed. Money to fund the city's stormwater management program will come from permitting fees paid to the city by contractors and developers.
You may have noticed more color around the city and alongside of buildings. Whether it's near the VCU campus or downtown in Shockoe Bottom, murals are popping up everywhere. InSight's Nick Wright is in the studio with one of Richmond's mural artists.
I'm in the studio with Matt Lively, a mural artist who uses Richmond as his canvas. Thank you for being here today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk about murals. So what got you into mural drawing and painting?
I've been stuck in the studio painting for more than a decade, and I got into collaboration with other people. I made a movie with a couple of people, and I love the collaborative aspect of that. So I've been searching for other ways to collaborate ever since then, and the mural opportunity came up, and I like the idea of collaborating, not necessarily with other people, but with the space, the site itself, and then the people that walk by would make suggestions about what I ought to put in the mural here or there, and they would criticize what I was doing, and I would make changes based on that. And I love that interaction, and I love the fact that the people that I'm painting the thing for, which is the public, anybody from a 3-year-old to an 83-year-old, right, would make suggestions, and I would do things based on that.
Okay, well, we have video of one of your most recent murals, the Bicycle, on the 2400 block of Carey Street. And when you were doing this mural in particular, what made you pick this site? What was the inspiration behind it? Because it's very colorful, very interesting.
Yeah. the inspiration was I was available for one, and then the person that lives there was actually Jason Mraz's niece, who loves my B-cycles. So I made myself available, and she wanted B-cycles on the wall. So I did it and painted all the way across, and then continued down the road a little bit, stuck B-cycle here and there. And she was happy about it. She's a nice girl.
Oh, great, great. And you said previously that people will walk by and they'll comment. Was this something that happened in this particular mural for you?
It was. There was little criticism, except for when I wasn't finished yet. You know, they assumed that I was finished if I was standing back and looking at it. But you know, that's part of the process. You have to decide what it is that you're going to put in next. And then some people suggested that I paint the bricks that were there. They wanted me to hide things under the bricks, which I did for some people.
That's interesting. And you're also an adjunct professor here at the School of the Arts.
Yes.
So when you are teaching your students techniques or basically helping them out with what inspires them, how does your mural work translate?
I think the translation is with the collaborative nature of it. Using your materials, using the site, using the situation, using other people to help you. I think that ever since I've been doing collaborative work, whether it's films or projects like the squigglethis.com project that I do with people, I'm trying to get them to help each other, get help from each other, take ideas from other people. It's all fair in the art world. You know, you find something that works and that someone else is doing, and then you take it and you use it yourself.
Great. And any work coming up?
There's always big projects coming up. I've got a show at Glave Kosen Gallery on Main Street coming up there. I'm going to do some big things for that, which is exciting. And there's always stuff going on at the 1708 Gallery in Richmond. So pop in there. I'm on the board. So
great. Well, thank you so much. I've been speaking with Matt Lively, and thank you for joining us, and we'll look out for that.
Oh, heck yeah. Thanks
Absolutely.
for having me.
Absolutely.
Flying Squirrels fans have something extra to be excited about as baseball season gets underway this year. Center of the Universe Brewing Company in Ashland has paired up with the team to produce Chin Music, a beer made special for the team and its fans. The beer is an amber lager named for the sound a baseball makes when it grazes a batter's chin. The name is an old baseball slang and was chosen by fans through an online voting contest. It is available for purchase region-wide, including at the Diamond during all home games.
According to the American Heart Association, the Hispanic population is at a greater risk for high blood pressure and heart disease. Southwood Clinic on Richmond's South Side is trying to educate the community to lower those numbers. InSight's Emily Akiyama has more on the story.
Josh Pacious is a second-year medical student at VCU. In addition to his busy schedule, he is the volunteer coordinator for Una Vida Sana at Southwood Clinic on Richmond's South Side. It's a service learning project between the School of Medicine, School of Pharmacy, and School of Nursing.
It really gives you an opportunity as a student to not only practice things you've learned in medicine or nursing or pharmacy, but to watch doctors in action and doing them themselves.
Una Vida Sana started as a small group of physicians and students without funding or a space. Within 5 years, they've moved to 6 clinics a year and about 60 students per clinic.
Dr. Mark Ryan is a faculty coordinator for Una Vida Sana. He says the students run everything from taking blood pressure to height and weight measurements.
This project, the size that it is, the scope that we're running, couldn't be done without them.
At each event, the students help screen about 80 patients, a small fraction of Richmond's growing Hispanic population. According to the 2000 U.S. Census, Hispanics made up 3% of the Richmond population. In the 2010 census, they make up 6% of the population. The screening process allows patients to be checked for early signs of high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. As for Pacious,
so this has really allowed me to practice some of the techniques and patient encounters that I might see in the future.
This is giving him the techniques to shape the future of the Hispanic community. For VCU InSight, I'm Emily Akiyama.
Una Vida Sana is having its next free health screening event in late April to help raise awareness for these issues in the Southwood community. And finally tonight, everyone knows waiting in line at the grocery store can be the worst.
But thanks to some new technology, one national chain is picking up the pace. InSight's Teresa Galasso has the story.
Kroger stores in Richmond are packing heat, and not in the way you might think.
It seems nice. I mean, anything that can help me save time at the store.
The grocery store chain is using an infrared technology called Q-Vision to cut the average wait time from 3.5 minutes to 26 seconds. Kroger officials say the goal is to deter competition from other stores by increasing customer satisfaction. Heather Hennessy is a shopper who's happy to see this come to Richmond.
There's nothing worse than going to the store and then waiting forever in line.
A TV located above the registers shows how many lanes are open and how long the wait is.
The system uses heat monitors located at every entrance and at every register to track customers waiting in line.
Kroger helped develop Q-Vision, which is commonly used by the military and law enforcement for night vision. It is currently the only grocery store chain in the country to use this technology. Store manager Ed Southern says he's received positive feedback about the system from shoppers.
The biggest progress we've seen from Q-Vision is in our customers. Our customers absolutely love it.
According to a study done by a market research firm in Texas, more than 40% of shoppers who waited longer than 4 minutes considered changing grocery stores.
Even right now, it looks great. I could go through any line and be like the next customer.
Which is music to every grocery shopper's ears. For VCU InSight, I'm Teresa Galasso.
All 18 Kroger stores in the Richmond area are using Q-Vision. Officials wouldn't say how much the technology cost. More than 16,000 are installed in stores across the U.S. That's it for this edition of VCU InSight. Make sure to check out our website at insight.vcu.edu.
You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under VCU InSight. Contact us with any stories you'd like to see on our show.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Onofrio Castilla.
And I'm Olivia Whittam. We'll see you next time.